Mantra number 4. Vedanta Vijnana Sunischitaarthaha
Vedanta Vijnana Sunischitaarthaha
Sannyasa Yogat Yataya Shuddha Sattvaha
Sannyasa Yogat Yataya Shuddha Sattvaha
Te Brahma Lokeshu Parantakale
Te Brahma Lokeshu Parantakale
Paramrita Parimucyanti Sarve
Paramrita Parimucyanti Sarve.
Vedanta Vijnana Sunischita Arthaha. This refers to, this long word, a compound word, refers to the seeker, the mukshus, the sadhaka, the jignasus, those who have ascertained, vinischita, sunischita, those are clearly ascertained. Ascertained what? Artha. Artha, the meaning, the purport, the theme, the meaning. Also, artha means the prayojanam, the result, what one gets by pursuing the study of Vedanta, understanding Vedanta, taking to the sadhanas. What does one get? That is the artha, the prayojanam. What is the prayojanam? Samsara nivritti, freedom from samsara, the freedom, total freedom from an existence of becoming from one to another, becoming this, becoming that, changing into that. That is the samsara, transmigration, freedom from that, also called as moksha, abiding freedom, unconditional freedom within. That is the artha, that is the result one gets. So one is very clear about what is the meaning, what is the teaching of the Upanishad. These people are very, very clear. And what do they get by understanding the Vedanta teaching? That also they are very, very clear. They are very clear about the sadhana and sadhya. Sadhana, the understanding of Vedanta, sadhana. And whatever that is necessary to understand, whatever that helps understand. Like even when I write with a pencil, say, then with a graphite lead pencil, then I sharpen the pencil. Sharpening the pencil helps me write clearly, right? In a letter I can write legibly, clearly I can write. So like even preparing the pencil for writing, preparing one's antahkarana, readying oneself, That is the purification. That's all necessary. Whatever that is necessary to be done. They are all sadhana. Bahiranga and Antaranga sadhanas. That they are very, very clear about this. And also sadhya, the end, the goal, they are very, very clear. We see this is what is referred, as we saw earlier, this is what is referred to as Vyavasayatmika Buddhi by Bhagavan in the Bhagavad Gita. So Vedanta Vijnana, the Vijnanam, the specific understanding, the clear understanding about Atman being Brahman, I being Brahman. This is the Vijnana. And this Vijnana is gotten from the Pramana Vedanta. So Vedanteshu Yat Vijnanam, the Vijnanam attaining in the Vedanta. That is Vedanta Vijnanam. And with reference to that, Sunishchita Arthaha, or very, very clear knowledge, ascertained understanding about the end and about the meaning of Vedanta. We have seen the commentary also for this. Okay. Further, Sannyasa Yoga is there. Here we start in the commentary for the mantra Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha. We start in line 4, the commentary. The line starting with Nishchitarthaha, that line. Sannyasa Yoga. Here in the sannyasa is sam, there is one prefix, sam is there. Sam plus nyasa becomes sannyasa. Monuswaraha, etc. The sandhi you are studying, no? That sam becomes sannyasa. So sam means, he explains, samyak. Samyak means very clearly, very thoroughly. Okay. What is that very thorough, total, with reference to all the bhogya varga, the group of bhogyas, whatever that obtains here in this world, in this life, that is called aihika. Iha means here. What belongs to here is aihika. Iha belonging to iha is aihika. Worldly, this worldly, whatever that pleasures that one can have in this world, in this life, aihika bhogya. And then at the end of this life, the jiva, in keeping with one's own karma, phala, that is papa and punya and papa, goes to the paratra, the amushmin. Amushmin means later on, the hereafter. Whatever loka, whatever body the person may assume, the jiva may assume, that is referred to amushmin. And that is hereafter, life hereafter. Then whatever bhoga that the jiva that will have hereafter, in the life hereafter, that is amushmika. Referring to amushmin, related to amushmin is amushmika. So amushmika bhogas. Suppose the jiva goes to Swarga, the person will have lot of bhogyas will be there, divine bhogas will be there, divya bhogas will be there. Okay, bhogas which will not be dominant in rajas and tamas. Those Swarga bhogas will be predominant in sattva only. That is the Swarga bhoga. Rajas and tamas will be very little. If at all it is there, it will be very, very little. They will not be dominant part of the bhogas. Okay, so the Swarga bhogas, etc. That is all amushmika bhoga. So one who has a dispassion towards aihika, amushmika bhogas, the pleasures herein, the enjoyments herein and hereafter, one has understood this. And this means, viveka is there, nitya viveka is there. And thereby, born of this nitya viveka, vairagya, dispassion is there. Again we refer to that Mundaka mantra, Parikshya Lokan, right? Brahmanaha nirvedam ayat, nasti akritaha kritena. So Loka Pariksha, a thorough analysis of the means and ends, right? The Loka, the means and ends, Hetu and Phala, cause and effect. Can you remove that agarbatti? Please remove the agarbatti. I request not to light the agarbatti. Okay. Thanks. So, Aihika Amushmika Bhogeshu Vairagyam, who has gotten this, after a thorough analysis, gotten this dispassion. That is a samyak here. So, this Vairagya is necessary for Tyaga. You know what you are giving up, right? It's very important to know what you are giving up. Otherwise, one may resent giving up. Ayyo, Theriyattanama Sannyasi Aittene. Without analyzing, without understanding what it is, I jumped into sannyasa. Ayyo, poche. Like the kid, without knowing what is in the packet, no, throw it. I don't want it. Throw it, and then found it is Swiss chocolate. Oh, ayyo. I threw it without knowing it is Swiss chocolate. I can't take it back. Poor me. The resentment, sense of resentment is there for having given up without ascertaining whether it is one wants to have it or one has a dispassion towards it. So, therefore, samyak, very meaningful word, samyak. That's why the word parikshya in that mantra. Parikshya, pari, very well. Look here and there, all around, look around, and then ikshya. Have a thorough overview of analysis of all the bhogas, pariksha lokan. Therefore, it is samyak. Sam means samyak. That means understood. We understand that viveka vairagya precede this tyaga. Therefore, here what is considered, what is understood as not related to one's parama purushartha, what does not contribute to one's purushartha, or what does not contribute anymore to the purushartha, or what is opposed to the pursuit of purushartha, right? Not related, opposed, not helpful anymore. These things one gives up. Like even we take a chocolate and then we take the chocolate out and throw the wrapper. Okay, the purpose of the wrapper is done. I can't eat the wrapper. The wrapper is useless anymore. We discard the wrapper. So too, one gives up what is not contributive, what is opposed to one's purushartha. That the commentator, to show the need to give up, that which is given up is worthy to be given up, worthy of being given up. That he points out by an example here. We continue with the commentary after the word samyak. Vanta vishtadivat lokadvaya bhogasya nyasaha tyagaha sannyasaha. Vanta, what is rejected? Vishta, what is rejected? What the body rejects, what the body throws up, what the body rejects. Towards the rejection of the body, what the body rejects, one has a total, one has no liking for it at all. The body has rejected it, then has thrown out. Towards that, one has no taste towards that at all. Vanta vishtha adivat lokadvaya bhogasya. The bhoga obtaining in the lokadvaya. Dvaya, the two lokas, here and hereafter. Aihika and amushmika bhogas, with reference to all of that. Bhogasya nyasaha, giving up the seeker of all this. I am the bhokta, I am the kami. I have desire to have these, right? Kami. And the bhokta, I want to enjoy these. All these are given up. Nyasaha. Why they are given up? Go back to Mundaka mantra. Parikshalokan nirveda maya brahmana nasti akritaha kritena. By accomplishment, by achieving what is the eternal can never be gotten. The eternal, nitya, cannot be gotten by anitya. Anitya means I cannot discover the ananda just by this vishaya sukha. By experiencing something, I can never be satisfied totally. I cannot discover the abiding satisfaction, happiness in me by any amount of experience. Experiencing is endless. Endless it is. Right? Suppose I am a coffee lover. How long can I? I am just not one cup of coffee. I am satisfied now for now. But then, does it mean that I am ever satisfied by having one cup of coffee every day morning, 6 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock? Right? Keeps on repeating. Endless it is. And then once I develop a taste for a particular coffee, and then I look, is there something better, superior quality coffee? What is cappuccino? What is espresso? Right? All that I go for. Endless. Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bahushakaha anantaha buddhayaha avyavasayina. Endless pursuits, endless number of pursuits. How many things do I want so that I can be happy? Infinite things. And how many times I want to keep on experience one thing so that I can be happy? Endless number of times. These pursuits are endless and countless. Bhushakaha, countless. Anantaha, endless. The sense gratification is endless. There is no end to sense gratification. To satisfy my tongue, right? In fact, the tongue twists. Tongue is capable of twisting. But when it demands, I twist to its demand. Right? Tongue remains stiff. Oh, I want this. This much I want. Then I do the dance to that. So, sense gratification, it is endless. Ego gratification, endless. Endless it is. So, discover the endlessness of this. Therefore, who says, Lokadvaya bhogasya nyasaha, giving up that. What I am seeking is eternal, and all these are all impermanent. By very nature, they can never be permanent, they can never lead to permanency. Therefore, by seeing the fruitlessness of this pursuit anymore, one gives up, automatically gives up. That's why the word pariksha in that mantra, Mundaka Upanishad mantra, parikshya lokan. Do a very, very thorough analysis. Right? Don't resent, don't cry for what you have given up. So, if you decide that it's to be given up, give it up. But then, before that, think very well. Therefore, samnyasaha, sannyasa. That is tyaga. He says, tyaga, giving up, renunciation. This is sannyasa. Then yoga, he explains, tasya yoga. Having that, yoga, having that, taking to that. What is that? He explains, aham sannyasi asmi iti bodaha. This understanding, this telling oneself, understanding bodaha, aham sannyasi asmi, I am a renunciate, I am giving up. Now I am giving up everything, all this bhoga, pursuit, the bhokta, the kami, I am giving up. That is the sannyasa yoga. Then says, yatasmat, bodha tasmat, sannyasa yogat, panchami is there, therefore it is satasmat. By having this sannyasa yoga, yatayaha, this word has been already explained in the previous mantra. Krita sannyasa, prayatnavantaha, brahma sakshatkara sampannaha, etc. In the previous mantra it was explained. Therefore, the commentator doesn't explain again. That he says, Vyakhyatam has already been explained. The word Yataya has already been explained. If it is explained, why repeat the word here again? Why repeat the word? He says, Punaha Adanam. Taking the word again here, Sannyasa Yogat Yatayaha. The Yatayaha word is repeated. The repetition is for the sake of, he says, Visheshana Kathanartham. To mention, Kathana, Artha, to mention, Kathanartham, for the sake of mentioning Kathana, the Visheshana, the description, the extra description. Vedanta, Vijnana, Sunichitarthaha, Shuddha Sattvaha, these are there to explain the other aspects. Therefore, the word is taken again. That's all. Okay. Sannyasa Yoga. Here by the Sannyasa Yoga, we see both sannyasas are taken or implied. One is Vividisha Sannyasa. The sannyasa one takes for the sake of pursuit of jnanam. Veditum Icha, keenness to know. Veditum Icha. This is Vividisha. A keenness to know, a commitment to know, the top priority to know the Swarupa of Atman being Brahman. Understand that. That is the Vividisha Sannyasa. In that, the person gives up all desires, the Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, the person willfully gives up. I mentioned it already, based on will, by one's own will gives it up. Not out of jnanam, but for jnanam gives up. For jnanam. And thereby the person commits one's time, one's top priority for pursuit of this understanding, this wisdom, jnanam. Whatever that person needs to do, only for that the person commits the time, commits the life, or the top priority is there for it. And other roles, other responsibilities, other pressures within, the person gives up. Pressures within, the person just willfully denies, does not go after those pressures within. Raga, Dvesha, pressure, if it is there, that person does not pursue that, right? Just willfully, deliberately, by willpower, by viveka and vairagya, the person does not pursue the raga, dvesha if they show up. That is the Vividisha Sannyasa. Also called ashrama sannyasa it is. This is very common. And the other sannyasa is Vidvat Sannyasa, knowledge out of, sannyasa out of knowledge. Right? This may be in the form of ashrama sannyasa or may not be in the ashrama sannyasa. A wise person may not take to the formal, the symbol, the signs, the external symbol, the external sign the person may not take to. Very often the person takes to, but sometimes if the person's choice may not take to external, this forms as well, like wearing that color cloth, it's an orange cloth or ochre cloth, etc., mundanam, etc., the person may not take to. Here the person has to be very, very honest. Whatever be the pursuit, in our tradition, be it a brahmachari, be it a grihastha, be it a vanaprastha or sannyasi, there is honesty. One is honest to oneself. One does not cheat oneself. One is honest to oneself. Don't deceive oneself. Right? So, sannyasi means the person should be honest to oneself. That is, if I am a Vividisha sannyasi, then don't go after raga dvesha. Right? At least that's what I should practice. If I am not an expert, if I have not given up raga dvesha totally, if I have become a sannyasi, then what should I do? Make it happen, make it true. Right? That is to say, practice giving up raga dvesha, not acting upon raga dvesha. If I have not perfected that, practice that. Okay? That's what one needs to do. In course of time, I will be able to, with God's grace, with my sincerity, with my efforts, and with the help of, with the blessing of Guru and Shastra, I will be able to attain it in due course. Make it happen. That's what one should do. Rather than crying, no, ayyayo, no, ayyayo, teriyata, no, I have given up without knowing that I have a taste for it. Without that, don't cry for that spilt milk. You have decided, and then make it happen. Make it do. That's where your benefit, your mangala, your kalyana lies in that. Therefore, vividisha sannyasa. Vidvat sannyasa, one has to be very honest. Of course, the person is in the form of honesty. Therefore, the person may take to the external symbol or may not. Right? That is the vidvat sannyasa. Generally, that it's taken. Generally, the sannyasa, diksha, etc. The ritually it is done. Okay. So both are referred to here. All right. Now continuing. Shuddha sattvaha. Sattva here refers to mind. Why is mind called sattva? Because mind is sattva predominant. Mind is predominant. Sattva is predominant in sattva. That's why it's called sattva. Like even in South India, no, when we eat our meals or food, it's a rice predominant. Predominant quantity is amount is rice. Therefore we say, what did you have? I had rice. That's always. I ate rice. Along with the rice, I ate vegetable also, everything. But then, being predominant, it's called rice. So too, mind is sattva predominant. Golden ornaments are made of gold, we say, but then there is mixture of other elements. As copper is there, tin may be there, some other elements may be there. But predominantly gold, therefore we call golden ornament. So to here, mind is sattva predominant, made of the sattva amsha of the sukshma bhuta. In the Panchikaranam, in the Tattva Bodha, mind comes from the sukshma bhutas, the subtle element, tanmatras. And the tanmatras, bhutas, have these three guna, sattva, rajas and tamas. And from the sattva amsha, sattva aspect of the sukshma bhuta, mind is born. Mind comes out of, mind is created out of the sattva amsha predominantly of the sukshma bhuta. Therefore, mind is called sattva. Because of the predominance of sattva only, the mind is capable of knowing, feeling, thinking, experiencing, etc. Right? If mind were predominant in tamasa, rajas, it will be inert. It will be inert, jada, it will be. Therefore, sattva, mind. And that mind is shuddha, pure. What is the purity of the mind? Shuddha sattvaha means people of having pure minds. What is the pure mind? He says, shuddham. Pure. What is purity here? Ragadi. Kashaya rahitam. Rahita, free from. Kashaya, the taint, the stains, the smears, kashaya, of raga, etc. Such minds which are free from the clutches, the pressures of likes, raga, adi, dvesha, aversions, etc. Mind which is free from the hold of raga, dvesha. Even if raga, dvesha were to show up their heads, but the person deliberately does not act upon them. Right? Sometimes the mother pays attention to the child. When the child cries, the mother pays attention. Suppose the child is hungry and the child is crying, the mother pays attention to that. But sometimes the very same mother does not pay attention to the child's crying. Right? See, the child wants something unreasonable. Okay? Like the other day, Birbal asked me, make the broken cane into, sugar cane into one and give me back. Give me the burst balloon back. Give me it. It's unreasonable. You cannot do that. So the mother just ignores. Okay? just ignores it. Not that she is not loving of the child, but she knows the best thing is to ignore it. Let the child cry. So don't pay attention to it. So too, if the mind says something, I want this, I don't want this, I like this, I don't like this, just ignore. In Tamil, we have one, Namakku Namenu, right? Namakku Namenu, once for oneself. Sometimes in India, the mother-in-law is an authority figure at home. Generally, that's how she is seen. Things are changing now. Now the daughter-in-law is the authority figure now. Okay. Mother-in-law is the authority figure. So that is to say, whatever the mother-in-law says, that only rules, that only final word. Now, here the sadhaka has to be one's own mother-in-law. The mind is like the daughter-in-law says, I like this, I don't like this, I want this, I don't want this. Now you be your own mother-in-law. No. No to that. Swashru Nyaya. So be one's own mother-in-law. Be one's own master. Ignore. Learn to ignore. Right? Ignoring is a power, no? That ignoring, not paying heed to the unworthy, unproductive, opposing pursuits, no? Learn to ignore. By learning to ignore these things, then one sees the freedom therein. Therefore, one sees doesn't pay attention, doesn't go after, doesn't run after the ragadvesha demands. Ragadi kashaya rahitam, free from that. It's a process. I've been saying this again and again and again. This is a process. Don't expect a person to suddenly become a holy, saintly person, or expect oneself to be a saintly person overnight. Right? Some halo, some aura behind me, ring behind me, and all that. Don't expect. That does not happen. It's an unreasonable expectation. Right? Okay. Just because somebody goes to university, you don't expect that to be a professor. He may become a professor later on, but right now the person is not a professor yet. For it's a process, growth. It's slow and steady. It is for that steady pursuit that the commitment is necessary. Right? It may be slow, but steady is important. We have the proverb, no? Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. There is one Subhashita, one saying there, Gachan pipilika pankti samudram adhigacchati. The ant, the row of ants, tiny ants with their tiny steps, walk. How fast they can walk? Very slowly only. Of course, there are some ants which just run. No, the ordinary ant, just walk slowly. So, slowly walking, the fellow reaches the shore. So, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles it may reach. Gachan pipilika pankti samudram adhigacchati, it reaches. Agachan vainateyo api padamekam na gacchati. Vainateyaha, Garuda, right? The great powerful bird, the king of birds, but sitting, doing nothing. Garuda is just sitting, doing nothing. How far the Garuda will move after 10 days of sitting quietly, doing nothing? Not an inch. Okay? Padam ekam na gacchati. Not a 1 foot it has progressed. The importance is to keep progressing, keep doing, even if it is slow, does not matter. Go at your own speed. Right? Some may run fast, that is their speed. Some may be slower than you, that is their speed. At least the speed at that moment. So you keep doing, keep moving, keep traveling, keep forward, going forward, slow and steady. Therefore, this is a process. We have to remember always process. One has to have a review, the self-review at times when necessary, and then convert the review as an impulse, as an impetus, yes, as the force for keep going forward. Okay. Any evaluation is for growth here. Any evaluation one has of oneself should be directed towards growth. Okay. That is the process. Ragadi kashaya rahitam shuddham. Then further. Sattvam antahkaranam. Sattvam means antahkaranam, mind. Yesham, for whom the antahkaranam is shuddham, the mind is rendered pure or being purified. Te shuddha sattvaha. These people who have shuddha sattva, pure minded ones, people. Who are they? Who are referred to earlier as Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha, Shuddha Sattvaha. See, they are all synonym. They are referred to one and the same person here, right? Shuddha Sattvaha is the one who is Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha, right? So they are related. The purity of mind, whatever one does for Chitta Shuddhi, they are all, and Vedanta Vijnana, etc., they are all related. Now, evam bhutaha api. Even though these people are like this, Vedanta Vijnana Sunichitartaha, then Shuddha Sattvaha, then the commentator points out this possibility also. What is this? Kutaschite pratibandhat. Due to some obstacle, kutaschit pratibandhat, for some reason, due to some obstacle, some hindrance, something may be known or something which is not known also. Kutaschit pratibandhat, due to some reason, due to some obstacle, asmin sharire, when alive in this body, asmin sharira, in this body, that means in this life itself, here itself, anutpanna sakshatkaraha chet, if they have not gotten this sakshatkara, aparoksha jnanam, don't imagine sakshatkara is not seeing Brahman with your eyes, seeing Ishvara with your eyes. Seeing Ishvara with your own eyes is a result of karma. It's a karma phalam, tapasaha phalam, a result of great tapas. Like even Dhruva saw Narayana, and then Prahlada saw this Narasimha avatar, Narasimha Murti. These are all tapasaha phalam. Even Arjuna saw Krishna in that Vishwarupa. They are all mahataha tapasaha phalam. Not an ordinary tapas, great tapas indeed. But nevertheless it is the phalam, the result of tapas, not jnana phalam. Jnana phalam is Jiva Brahma Aikya. Jnanam is the jnana phalam. Moksha is the jnana phalam. Seeing God in a particular form is tapasaha phalam, karmanaha phalam only. So suppose in my dream Maheshwara came, or Mahavishnu came, Krishna came in my dream, or even when I was waking, when I was awake, suppose suddenly to my eyes, the Mahavishnu, Krishna appeared before me and then talked to me, played with me, etc. This is not to be taken as jnana phalam, this is karma phalam only. That is why Bhagavan comes and goes also. Right? After giving darshan, then Bhagavan vanishes also. If it is moksha, Bhagavan should not vanish, and then I and Bhagavan should be one. But here it is not so. I am seeing Krishna, and then for a while, and then Krishna vanishes. That means that darshanam is anitya only. The result of that darshana may be lasting in me. I have a conviction, I have bhakti, I have vairagya, etc. That is firm. But then the darshanam is anitya only. It's not lasting. Not lasting is karma phalam only, not jnana phalam. Right? One may see Ishvara's form depending upon one's like, one's prayers. Suppose I keep on praying to Krishna, I visualize Krishna and keep on praying too. If that is intense, and then Bhagavan may appear, show. That's possible. It's not an impossibility, it's possible. We don't say it cannot happen. We say it happens, it may happen, but then that is not jnana phalam, that is karma phalam only. Okay. Therefore here, sakshatkara is knowing that aham brahmasmi, sarvam brahma, all is Brahman, I am that. This is the sakshatkara. Aparoksha jnanam, vijnanam, sakshatkara, akhandakara, vritti, bodha, etc. All these are all synonymous here. Anutpanna sakshatkaraha. This sakshatkara has not arisen till the end of the life. Lifelong they have not gotten this for some reason. Sakshatkara they could not get. What could be the reason for not getting sakshatkara in spite of these people being Vedanta, Vijnana, Sunishchitarthaha and Shuddha Sattvaha? In spite of being that, they did not get sakshatkara. Means, what could be the reason? Therefore, the commentator says before, Utaschit Pratibandha. Some Pratibandha is there. We read in the Purana, Jada Bharata was born as a deer again. He was born as a deer. Jada Bharata, the great Rishi, the great compassionate soul, he was born as a deer. We see that. Right? We are not judging Jada Bharata here. We are only saying that if there is a desire, that desire is to fulfill. That's all. Right? There was a Jada Bharata desired some, what do you call, deer cub? Deer cub, what do you call that? Fawn? Yeah. Colt? Doe. Yeah, doe. No, cub. Cub is fawn? I don't remember which one. Okay. So, deer baby was there. It's simple. Deer baby was there. And this deer mother, deer. No. Deer mother gave birth to this baby and then she died. In the prasava, she died. And then this baby was without this mother. And Jadavarta's heart melted. Oh, poor thing. Then what if I were this baby? Then what if I suffered? So his heart melted towards it, and then he took care of that dear baby. He took care of it. Fed that with milk, etc. He took care of that. So much so good. But according to the story, he developed an attachment towards that deer cub. Caring for the baby, feeding the baby, etc. Very fine, excellent, very noble, desirable, saintliness, yes. But according to the story I am saying, okay, Jadavarata developed an attachment, a sense of attachment towards the baby. When he had to leave this Sharira, then he was worried about what will happen to the baby, deer, what will happen to it. He was worried about that. So it is said that in the next, he had to take another janma as a deer itself. Fulfill that out, that neutralize, take the care of that worry, what he had, what will happen to the baby and all that. So that's the idea. The first, Kutaschit Pratibandha, due to some Pratibandha, the Sakshatkara is not God. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the 6th chapter, Arjuna asks a question. He asks a question. Suppose there is a person who gives up this worldly pursuits and then commits for the spiritual path. Okay? Whatever is the meaning of spiritual path, we mean the Adhyatma Marga, Moksha Marga. Not the spiritual path. Spiritual path. So, see, Adhyatma Marga, one has committed for that, but due to some reason this person could not accomplish. Now, if a person goes after worldly accomplishment, at least the person is happy now, some satisfaction, some punya, the person may be helping others in some way, therefore some punya will be there, some satisfaction will be there. At least the aihika sukha, the herein sukha is there for that person. But this person has given up the worldly pleasures, pursuits also, and then does not accomplish the spiritual goal also. So he asks, the loser of both ways, the person becomes a loser. Loses this also, loses that also. He calls Ubhaya Drashta. Right? One who has slipped off from both ends, one who has not gotten both the ends, neither the material ends nor the spiritual goal. What happens to such person? Is it not a tragedy that such a person doesn't achieve anything? Right? Has achieved neither this, nor that. He has not achieved anything. What happens to such a person? Arjuna asks. Would he not be a papa to have left dharma, karma, etc., and then not gotten this also, will the person go to naraka, etc.? Will he come to grief, etc.? Arjuna asks that question. Bhagavan says here, "Hey Partha, there is no loss for this person. After all, this person tried. Okay? After all, this person tried. I value that. It's not that I value only who have accomplished in life. This is dharma. Sanatana dharma is this. Sanatana dharma doesn't pay over attention for accomplishments. Sanatana dharma pays a lot of emphasis for trying, doing, attempting. Prayatna, there is a lot of emphasis is there, lot of praise is there. After all, one accomplishes by prayatna, by effort only. Therefore, the effort is very much paid important, lot of important. Bhagavan says here, after all, they tried. Samyak vyavasitaha hi. They had clear ascertainment, but because of some pratibandha, they could not reach. It does not mean that they lose both. It does not mean that they are losers. In fact, they don't lose anything. Name bhaktaha pranashyati. There is no harm at all whatsoever for the devotee, for the seeker. Nothing is lost. In the second chapter also, Bhagavan says here, pratyavayo na vidyate. What is that? I have to refer. Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. There is no loss. Any attempt you do, any effort you put in, it never goes waste. You have not accomplished the goal, does not mean it's wasted. Right? Half do it, partly do it. With reference to something else, one may lose. You may lose the drishtapala at least. At least drishtapala one may lose. Like even, suppose a farmer starts the process of farming, does the plowing, de-weeding, etc. does. And then the sowing the seeds, the fellow did. But then watering the fellow did not do. For some reason there was no water, or the fellow was busy otherwise. The fellow did not water the crop, did not add the necessary nutrients. De-weeding he did not do. What will happen to the crop? The crop simply dies. Half done, no crop, no yield. Right? There, the drishtapala may be lost. Yes, but here in Shreyo Marga Arjuna, abhikramanashaha na, there is no loss of whatever step you take. You take one step, that one step is for sure and forever. That step, you are ahead always. You have taken that step and you stand at that level always. You never fall down from that step. In Shreyo Marga, pratyavayaha, nothing is counterproductive also here. In Shreyo Marga, in the path of Shreyas, there is no loss of what one has done. There is no fall. There is no coming to grief. And then what will happen? This person, prapya punyakritam lokan ushitva shashvatihi samaha, etc. The person is a very saintly fellow. The fellow has done very noble things. Therefore, this fellow will gain heavens, will get swarga. Punyakritam lokan shashvatihi samaha ushitva, will be there for long time, rewarded for his efforts. And then the efforts do not exhaust there, because this is Shreyo Marga effort. And then the person is born in Yoginam Kule, Srimatam Kule, etc. The person is born in among the family of saintly people, noble people, or the dharmika people who are well-to-do also. Dharmika people who are well-to-do. Well-to-do who are dharmika. Shriman. Shri means dharmika wealth, not simply money. Suppose I mint money. I print money. There are two ways of making money. You earn money or you print money. Even a fellow who's printed money is rich. He got $1 million. Printed money. Shri does not mean just money. Shri means dharmika. Shri. Backed by dharma, gotten by dharma, used for dharma. That is Shri here. Gotten by dharma, used for dharma. That is the Shri here. So it's incorrect to equate Shri with money, just money, cash. It's not. Earned by dharma, used for dharma. That is the Shri here. So Srimatam Kule, people who are well-to-do and then who are dharmika also. The person will be born there. All right, will be born there, but then what will happen further? Then the person will take to continue the pursuit from there on. Okay? Like in the what do you call that story? That continue serial, in a serial story, right? Today I tell part of the story. Tomorrow what happens now? I don't start from the beginning again. Where I left, I continue the story. This is what happens to this yogis. The person will continue from where the person left in the previous Manusha Jarma, and then will continue. We have a head start here. The other will not have that head start. The handicap will not be there. Handicap is golf handicap. Okay, some advantage. There's an advantage there. A head start will be there. That others do not have. This person has a great advantage. Head start is there. Right? So that's why we see some people right from young age, they are taken to the path of nobility, dharma, greatness. Even though they are young, even the kid may be just 10 years old, 8 years old, but you see the thinking of that kid, that very great thinking. Age, very young, but then the fellow thinks great. We do see people. And we do see people also who are very old, but thinking is somehow it is worthless. Here, it all indicates punya, purva janma, punya. Why this young kid is so mature when this adult is not mature? Punya only, purva janma, punya. Therefore, there is no loss in this Shreya Marga, and in this Shreya Marga alone there is no loss. Therefore, even though the person has not made it in this janma, but then the person does not stand to lose. Therefore, kutaschit pratibandha, due to some pratibandha, does not get anutpanna sakshatkara. They have not gotten sakshatkara. How do we know that so and so is anutpanna sakshatkara or utpanna sakshatkara? So and so has got it or not got it? How do we know so and so has gotten it, so and so has not gotten it? You do not know. That's all. You do not know whether the other has gotten it or not gotten it. That person knows or Ishvara knows. That's enough. Okay? We don't know whether so and so has gotten it or not gotten it. We don't know. We may have Shraddha. That's a different thing. Shraddha is not to be taken as so and so has gotten it. I may have Shraddha in someone, so and so has gotten it. Right? That's a different thing. But here, the person knows. And also, Ishvara knows. Therefore, he says, Sakshat, Anutpana Sakshakaraha Chet. If it were so, not sitting in judgment of people, no, but Anutpana Chet. Anutpana Sakshatkaraha Chet. If they did not have the Sakshatkara, then what happens? He continues. Brahma Lokeshu, Te Brahma Lokeshu, etc. continues. We will continue this. Bhadram karme vishnuyamadeva bhadram pashyemakshayajatraha sthirairangaiti stushutavanujastanubihi vyasema devahitam yadayu swastina indro vridhashravaha swastina pusha vishvavedaha swasti nastarsho arishtanihi swasti no brihaspatirdadhatu om shanti 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 om purnamada purnamidam purnasya purnamadaya shishyate om shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Yo Namaha Hari Om